There was a man named George. He lived with his wife, Emily, and two sons, John and James. John was in 7th standard, and James was in 5th. Both were good at studies. John stayed calm during exams. But James was different. He worried a lot. He took exams too seriously. Because of this, he started having bad dreams before every exam. In some dreams, he failed. In others, he couldn't reach school on time. He often woke up crying or shouting. This disturbed John, as both shared a room. George and Emily tried to comfort James. But the bad dreams didn't stop. James still felt scared every night before exams. One morning at breakfast, John picked up a toast.
Mom, maybe our exam date sheet will come today.
Emily smiled as she poured tea.
That's good. I know you both are ready for exams.
James looked up quickly.
I need help in math,
he said. George nodded.
John will help you.
John sighed.
Oh no. His dreams will start again.
He mumbled. Emily gave him a sharp look. John quickly took a sip of tea and looked away. That day, the exam date sheet came. Vacations started before the exams. John stayed relaxed. But James was very serious. That night, James sat beside John on the bed. John was helping him with math problems. After some time, John said,
James, now we should sleep.
James nodded. Emily came in with 2 glasses of milk.
Here. Drink this and sleep well.
She smiled. She placed the glasses on the table and left the room. The boys drank their milk quietly. Then John turned off the light. Soon, both were fast asleep. It was early morning. James was on his way to school in the bus. Suddenly, pop! The bus tire got punctured. James looked at his wristwatch.
Oh no!
He cried.
We'll be late! The school gate will close! My paper!
He started to panic. Then, he woke up. His face was covered in sweat. John was sitting nearby.
What happened, James?
He asked. James sat up, still scared.
Our school bus tire got flat. How will we reach school now?
John sighed.
James, relax. Exams are still far away. You were just dreaming.
James wiped his face.
Thank God. It was only a dream.
John lay back down and closed his eyes. James slowly lay down too. He pulled the blanket over himself and shut his eyes. The next morning, the family sat at the table for breakfast. Emily looked at John. He seemed a bit quiet.
What happened, John?
She asked. John took a sip of orange juice.
Mom, James had a bad dream last night.
George shook his head. Emily looked at James.
Don't take exams so seriously.
she said softly.
Stay calm. And such dreams won't come.
James nodded slowly. That night, Emily sat with the boys before bed. They laughed and shared little stories. After some time, she smiled.
James. Now sleep with sweet dreams.
James smiled back and closed his eyes. Emily leaned down and kissed his forehead. Then she turned off the lights and quietly walked out of the room. Soon, James fell asleep. He was sitting on a seat in the exam hall. The examiner walked around and gave out the papers. James got his paper. He looked at the questions. He didn't know the answers.
Oh my God! I didn't prepare these topics. I will fail.
He started shouting in fear. Suddenly, someone shook his shoulder. James opened his eyes. John was beside him, trying to calm him down. George and Emily rushed into the room. James took a deep breath.
Oh my God. It was just a dream.
George hugged him gently.
Be calm. My dear.
He said. James slowly calmed down. Emily stayed with him all night. The next day, James was taking a bath. George sat on the sofa, looking worried. He rubbed his hands and sighed.
We should do something.
He said. Emily looked at him.
But what?
John, sitting nearby, quickly spoke.
I have an idea.
George and Emily turned to him.
We'll do some funny acting.
John said with a grin.
If James laughs before bed, maybe you won't see those bad dreams.
Emily smiled. George nodded.
I hope it works.
That night, George and Emily walked into John and James's room. George smiled.
Tonight, we're going to act.
He said. Emily nodded.
Yes. You both studied all day. Now it's time for fun.
James grinned.
Yay! We'll enjoy it a lot.
George started first. He walked like a duck and made chicken sounds.
Quack, quack.
He said, flapping his arms. James burst out laughing. Then Emily took a pillow and put it on her head like a big hat. She talked in a deep voice.
I am the queen. Bow to me.
James laughed loudly. Then it was his turn. He acted like a robot with stiff arms and legs.
Beep beep. I am here to eat cookies.
He said in a robot voice. James was laughing so much. He held his tummy. Then he stood up. He acted like a lion, crawling on the bed. Everyone clapped and laughed together. After some time, George and Emily waved and left. Soon the boys were fast asleep. James still had a big smile on his face. James was sitting in the exam room. The examiner walked in. But something was strange. He was wearing a big red clown nose and floppy shoes. He danced around while handing out papers. James couldn't stop laughing. The whole room felt like a comedy show. Just then, he heard someone calling.
James. James.
His eyes opened fast. He was in bed. John was sitting up.
Why are you laughing?
He asked, half asleep. James smiled.
Oh no. It was a funny dream. The examiner was acting like a clown.
John held his head in his hands.
Oh no.
Just then, George and Emily walked in. John pointed at James.
Mom. Dad, please. Either give me a separate room, or take James to your room. We did all that funny acting to stop the bad dreams.
He said.
But now he's still ruining my sleep with laughter.
George and Emily looked at each other and sighed.
Oh no.